in and get cozy. Today we're talking with Elizabeth. She is the founder of eco-friendly weighted blanket company Baloo. How are you doing today?
Hi, Rosie. I'm doing great. So nice to see you here.
It's nice to meet you. Let's launch right into the questions. Can you tell me what kind of got you and Baloo started in e-commerce?
Yeah, so I have worked in marketing and publishing my whole career living in New York. And in 2017, I quit my job and went to Bali on a one-way ticket and took off a few months. I didn't know how long it would be, but I had a really amazing sabbatical and came back to New York and realized that I had changed and I couldn't go back to work for someone else. So I'd really used up a lot of the savings that were in my account. I didn't really have a plan, but I knew that back in Bali, I'd seen a lot of people successfully living lives that were independent, and I wanted to find a business model that would work for me. So I went back to Bali and I took a course about how to launch a product business online, and I did that course. It was amazing. At the time, I became aware of weighted blankets, and I tried one, and it actually blew my mind. I was really amazed by the experience and just how good it felt. So I didn't have any question in my mind that this was going to be the product I was launching.
That's amazing. So, how long ago was that?
That was about 2 years ago, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, from 2 years ago, how have you been growing your business?
So we launched originally through Amazon using their FBA model, and originally sales were coming just from having a presence and optimizing our listing with some nice photography and good keywords on Amazon. And there was already a large volume of searches for the term weighted blanket at that time, and not a lot of competitors. So we made our first sales just by being there and being listed attractively and somewhat differently. But the way that the business really shifted and grew after that was through press. So I had hired a PR agency here in the New York area, and I wanted some help getting into gift guides for the holidays. And we were able to get a piece of press in the New York Magazine Strategist, which is a site for product recommendations, well-curated products. And they named us the #1 best weighted blanket to gift for 2018.
Nice.
And when that piece of press came out, we sold through all of our inventory for the whole holiday season in 2 days and started to take pre-orders for January. So that really changed the business.
What kind of traffic are you seeing now to your site? And maybe could you share some numbers with us?
Yeah, we see between 12,000 and 20,000 site visitors during a normal month. Right now, that's very different because we're speaking to 10 days before Christmas or something like that right now. And this is a very popular gift item, so our site traffic is much higher. But that's our typical site traffic to our website. So, and I should say, in the past maybe 6 months, we've really been able to successfully move a lot of our business off of Amazon to our own website.
Amazing. So, how do you define success in your business?
For me, the success comes from having a product that I stand behind, that I know makes a difference in people's lives. It's working with people that I like and respect every day and helping people be able to come to work excited and feeling good about what it is that they're doing. So sort of this alignment between all of us living lives that we want to be living and doing it together. It makes financial sense. So we're trading a product for money for people that are feeling the value is there in what they're getting, and we're making profit. And we're doing it in a way that I feel helps us move forward in the world of, yes, it's business, but through our business, we're having a positive impact in our communities by the choices that we make. Like, we've gone plastic free in our packaging. We support a nonprofit that is grassroots. So there's ways that our business is able to reach out beyond just the making money part.
Amazing. So to elaborate a little bit, you mentioned kind of aligning yourself and your customer. Can you tell me maybe what, a customer story maybe, or something interesting you've heard that kind of just made you kind of take a moment?
Yeah, one of our very first customers is a good friend of mine who's also an entrepreneur. She happens to live in Amsterdam. She'd gotten a blanket when she came to San Francisco to visit a sister. And she started to leave me text messages and then voice notes immediately after getting it that she was in love with the blanket. She was able to sleep. She'd been struggling with anxiety induced insomnia for many months and had been seeking solutions, and was able to now not dread going to bed, but to look forward to it. And that it had made such a difference in her whole life. And now she travels with it. She takes it to music festivals. She doesn't leave home basically without it. And that's the typical kind of customer response that we get. If it works for you, it really works.
For a product like a weighted blanket, this is kind of just my own curiosity here. Kind of offset the cost of shipping, or how do you kind of work that into the product? Because shipping can be very expensive.
It's not as expensive as you would imagine because it's dense. So if it were large and heavy, it would be much worse. It's smaller and heavy. So our shipping cost surprisingly is anywhere from $11 to $18 to the customer. And we also do have an East and a West Coast distribution center, which is better for many reasons.
Absolutely. So, for your company and culture, let's pivot a little bit. Can you tell me kind of what your company and culture goals are?
Yeah, so we are staying very lean. I just hired my first full-time employee, Eileen. She's a marketing and operations manager, and we share this small co-working space together. We're in Soho in New York on the corner of Broadway and Howard. And we do have a team of people who are freelance. My mom is one of them. She does customer service for us from Asheville, North Carolina. And a few other freelancers. And I'm not really trying to change that. I like the way that things are small and we're all working very hard, but we're all able to still be very connected. And we use Slack throughout the day for all of our everything.
Yeah, Slack is a really fantastic tool. What's something maybe that you've learned in the last couple of years being an entrepreneur that you think is the most important thing you've learned in your journey?
There are so many things. I think one of my earliest lessons was that as much as before starting out or as you're starting out, you want to prepare and gather as much knowledge as possible, either by reading books or taking classes or getting lost in YouTube. At some point, you are going to learn so much by just starting and doing a test run of whatever it is you're thinking about doing. So in my case, a friend challenged me to sell something on Amazon. It doesn't have to be the perfect product. I went to the store, I bought some jewelry. I was in Bali. I listed it, I sold it, I made like $10. It was the most exciting sales I've ever made. And I learned so much to take it from being conceptual to then making it real. And I think that's more valuable than any kind of, course that you can take. I think it's all valuable, but my point is go through the motions.
So, on the flip side of that, what do you think a mistake that some entrepreneurs, or a lot of entrepreneurs maybe, make when they're first starting out?
I think there's a fine balance between getting perfection before you go or, letting that hold you back. What I'm looking at right now is sort of a recent mistake. I've only been doing this a year and a half, so I'm learning so much all the time. But I got distracted by sort of all the attention that early success brought, and I wanted to put a lot of time and money toward building the brand. But I was not focusing so much on incremental sales. So I think in an early product business, your brand is important, but it's also very small in the world, and you can put a lot of time and money towards sort of like brand building things. But if you don't have a ton of cash to continue investing in that, you really should be focusing on what are the things that are going to drive sales incrementally to keep bringing cash flow into the business.
As for other ways to kind of bring cash flow into the business, what platforms or what apps, what tools do you find that are like I need these to run my business?
Yes. So we run our website on Shopify. I love Shopify. Slack obviously is super key. I used an app recently to make a video for one of our Facebook ads that was so easy and user friendly. It's called Animoto, Animoto.
Okay.
That's a great one to discover. Transfer wise, there's a new tool called Brex, which is a credit card that lets you float 60 days with no fees or interest for cash. If you've been a product business, that's been helpful. We use Payoneer, which is a way to get paid in either euros or any other currency besides US dollars, and leave it in an offshore account so you don't pay conversion fees back and forth into the United States. Yeah, that's what I'm coming up with right now.
That's a great list. Thank you for the hot tips. So what's next for you and what's next for Baloo?
Well, our new product that we're launching actually Monday next week is this eye mask. So it's made in the United States. It's super cozy and comfortable. And what's really nice about it is that, it's interesting and different. We have a little pocket sewn right here, and it's a place to put a crystal. So for those who are interested in sort of connecting crystals with their third eye chakra, it's a really fun twist on an eye mask. But with or without the crystal, I have to say, it's just super comfortable.
It looks like it would keep the light out pretty good too.
Yeah, it keeps the light out and the sound as it wraps around your ears.
Very nice. So that's launching on Monday. So awesome. I wish you luck on that launch. Where do you maybe see the business in 5 years? Where would you like to see yourself going?
Yeah, I'd love to keep it as a self-funded e-commerce business, adding products. Our sort of organizing philosophy is around the idea of comfort and quiet, because I believe in the power of being quiet and being able to sort of hear your inner voice when you're not distracted by outside sounds, literally or figuratively. And I'm also really interested in expanding into more experiential offerings, like guest house maybe in Bali or Costa Rica, where people can kind of come and have an immersive, calm, grounding experience.
Very cool. So where can our audience go to learn more about Baloo and your brand?
Our website is Baloo Living, and that's Baloo like Baloo the bear from the Jungle Book. It's spelled Baloo. And our Instagram account is just at Baloo Living.
Awesome. So thank you so much for taking the time to come chat with us today. We're going to be checking in with you again in like 6 to 12 months and kind of see where Baloo's gone and how you're doing. Everybody, go check out the website. Go check out their Instagram. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.